So class 5, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 6, air, its uses and pollution. So first of all we will study about the air, its components, the properties or the characteristics of the air. Then we will go for its uses and pollution, how it is getting polluted. So first of all let us see air. Our earth is surrounded by envelope of air. We had studied about the atmosphere, so that is an envelope of air. The envelope of air which is surrounding the earth, that is called the atmosphere, and it extends up to a few hundred kilometers above the earth. So the air is a mixture of gases. We had already studied in the previous classes that air is a mixture of gases, and in our air gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium, neon, all these gases are present. So all the living things use oxygen in the air for breathing, and without air life is not possible on the earth, because in air oxygen is present, which is very essential for our life, and carbon dioxide, we are releasing the carbon dioxide, but carbon dioxide is also very important because of the carbon dioxide only plants are able to do photosynthesis. So without air life would be impossible on the earth, because all the gases has its own role and importance. So air is a mixture of gases, and mainly the main gases are nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Other gases are present in very less amount. So the envelope of air, that is called atmosphere. And now we will see the properties of the air or the characteristics of the air. That is, first of all, air exerts pressure. So air is also a matter. Air is also a matter, and therefore it has weight. We had already studied that matter has weight and it occupies space. So air is also a matter, and we can say that air has weight also. So air exerts pressure because it has weight, and several kilometers high column of air above us exerts a tremendous pressure on us. So the air exerts pressure, it has weight, that is why it can exert the pressure. So we don't feel the pressure because it acts equally in all the directions. The pressure is equal in all the directions, that is why we cannot feel, but we can observe the pressure that air exerts pressure. So for observing that, what we can do, we can take a glass tumbler and we can fill it completely with the water. Then you need a cardboard. You have to cover the tumbler with a thick cardboard, and you have to hold the cardboard with your hand. Then slowly carefully you can turn the tumbler upside down, and you will see that the cardboard doesn't fall down. This is because that air exerts pressure, and the cardboard will not fall down, and water also will not fall down. Like here you can see, you will take a glass tumbler. You can try this activity at home, and you should try this to know that whether air is exerting pressure or not. So you must try this one. You can take a glass tumbler and you can fill it with water, then take a cardboard and hold the cardboard, then carefully turn them upside down. Then you can see that the cardboard will not fall down, and the water also will not fall down. Try this activity and try continuously till you get the result, because sometimes you will not carefully turn it and the cardboard will fall down. Then you will say that air doesn't exert pressure. It exerts pressure. You can take the tumbler and fill the water and cover the cardboard and slowly and carefully turn it upside down. Then you can see that the cardboard will not fall down, and the water also do not fall. So this is because the air exerts pressure. So next is our air occupies space and has weight. So I had told you matter means the substance is said to be matter when it occupies space and it has weight. So now we will see whether air is occupying space and has weight. So this is also a characteristic of air, that it occupies space and it has weight. So this you have tried many times in your birthday and all. You are bringing the balloons and blowing the balloons, so that means you are filling the balloons with air. So that is called, that is, we can't see the air, but when you are filling the balloons with the air, that means the air is occupying some space. So you can do one more thing, this also you can do. You can take a stick you can take, a straight stick you can take, and two balloons of same size you can take. Then you can fill the balloons with air, or you can blow the balloons and you will tie on that stick. So you will see that the stick will be in balance, means the stick will be both the balloons. When you will hang the balloons on each side of the stick, then you will see that the stick remains horizontal. That means the balloons are balanced. That is why the stick remains horizontal. But now you will do one thing, you will bring a pin and you will make a hole in one balloon, so that the air will escape from the balloon. And you will see that then after that you will see that the balloon which is filled with air, that is heavier, so that the stick will bend towards the heavier object, so that this can prove that the air occupies weight. Like here you can see, first case, when you are tying both the balloons, the stick remains straight, it remains horizontal, because the balloons are balanced. In both the balloons you had filled with air, so balloons are balanced, so that is why the stick also remains horizontal. But when you are bringing a pin and making a hole in one balloon, then you can see that this one is heavier, the balloon which is filled with air, that is heavier. And here you can see that the air has some space also, and it has occupies, and it has some weight also. So the air occupies space and it has weight also. So try both the activities which I told at home and tell me whether you got the result or not, that air exerts pressure and air occupies space and has weight. So try this activity. In the next class we will study about the uses of air.